This is your complex equations performance assessment example. You're going to be given a problem similar to mine on the screen there, and you're going to need to solve this equation two of the three ways we've learned to solve equations. So by undoing, looking inside, and rewriting. I will show you all three ways for my particular problem, but just remember, if you want to earn the maximum points on this performance assessment, you need to solve this using two of the different methods. Okay, so the first one I'm going to look at is undoing. And remember, when we use this method, we're basically just undoing the operations that are happening to x, right? We are doing the opposite of what's happening, so we can undo all those operations to get x alone. So when I look at this, the first thing I notice is that x minus 1 is being squared. So I'm going to need to undo that square. So a square root undoes a square. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides because I have to keep my equation balanced. And remember, when I do that, I need to put a plus or minus in front of my square root. Then this square root undoes the square. So on the left side, I'm left with x minus 1 equal 2. And then on the right, I have plus or minus, and I know the square root of 4 is 2. From there, I'm going to keep undoing the operation. So now I see that there is a 1 being subtracted from x. So I'm going to do the opposite of that and undo that by adding 1. And if I do it to one side, I have to keep it balanced and do it to the other side. These make a 0 pair. So I'm left with x equals 1 plus or minus 2. And if I split that up, I have x equals 1 plus 2 and x equals 1 minus 2. So my two solutions that I would get is x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. All right. So I've solved this one way by undoing. And now I'm going to do another method. Notice any method I use, I should be getting the same answers. So the next method I'm going to use is looking inside. All right, so I have the same problem. X minus 1 squared equals 4. Okay, now this time I'm trying to look into my problem, almost like a guess and check. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, something squared is going to give me 4. Okay, so I want to know what that is. So I'm basically trying to look at this and say, whatever's in, oops, let's see here. Whatever's inside of this, when I square it, it has to equal 4. So I want to think about what numbers, when I square them, gives me 4. Well, I have 2 of them. If I take 2 and I square it, I get 4. But also, if I take negative 2, as long as it's in parentheses, if I take negative 2 in parentheses and I square it, I will get 4. So that tells me that what's inside of the parentheses has to either equal 2 or negative 2. So now I have these two equations that I can keep solving, and when I do that, I get x equals 3. And when I solve the other one, making my 0 pair, I get x equals negative 1. So I can see I got the same solutions as I did when I solved by undoing, by looking inside. Okay, now you only need to pick 2 of these 3 methods to use when you're doing your problem, but I want to show you the third method because you're going to get to pick the 2 out of the 3 you want to use. So the other one is rewriting. All right, so I have the same original problem. X minus 1 squared equals 4. Now, depending on which type of problem you're using, right, one method might be easier than another, just depending on the type of problem you get, okay? So we're going to see when I do this method, for this particular problem is going to be a little more steps than the other two methods were. Okay, so to rewrite this, I want to rewrite that x minus 1 squared, okay? So I know that if I'm going to do x minus 1 squared, that's x minus 1 times x minus 1, right? That's this. If I was to write this out, that's what that means. So I'm going to set up a generic rectangle so I can figure out, because the way that's written, that's a product, right? X minus 1 times x minus 1. Those are the dimensions of my generic rectangle. So if I do this, I can multiply and get the areas of each of these squares. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is negative 1x, or just negative x. X times negative 1 again gives me negative x. And then that top right-hand corner, negative 1 times negative 1, gives me a positive 1. Okay, so now I can rewrite this product as a sum. So I have x squared, and then I combine my x's, so I have minus 2x, and then a 1, and that's equal to 4. All right, now if I'm trying to solve for my x-intercepts, I'm going to need to get this equation equal to 0 so that I can factor this and solve for my x-intercepts. So the next step, take away 4 from both sides. And I have x squared minus 2x. When I combine a 1 and a negative 4, I get negative 3 equal to 0. Okay, so I'm going to do my generic rectangle in my diamond to get this factored. So I have my x squared terms, my negative 3. I multiply those together to get the top of my diamond. My x terms go in the bottom of my diamond. And now I'm thinking about those factors that multiply to give me negative 3x squared and add up to give me negative 2x. Well, those have got to be negative 3x and positive x. Those factors multiply to give me that top of the diamond and add up to give me the bottom. I'll drop those factors into my generic rectangle. And then now I'm looking for the dimensions of my rectangle. So x times x is going to give me x squared. X times negative 3 gives me negative 3x. And then x times positive 1 will give me the x. And then just to check that top right-hand corner, negative 3 times 1 does give me negative 3. So this is good. We're almost there. Now I'm going to rewrite these factors and set them equal to 0 to use the zero product property. So x minus 3 equals 0. And x plus 1 equals 0. So when I solve this, I get x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. And as we saw above, those are the same solutions I got when I solved doing the other two methods, okay? So in this particular problem, this method was a little bit more steps than some of the other methods, but just depending on what you're given, rewriting could be a more efficient method. It just kind of depends on the problem you're given. So just to reiterate, when you get your problem, you are going to choose 2 of these 3 methods and solve your problem, writing out all your steps live as you solve them. Okay, good luck.